What happens when students spend more time in physical education? What happens when they have recess compared to kids who don't have recess? That means they're spending less time in the classroom, more time in physical education or recess. So about half of the study findings showed there was no significant relationship between that more time in physical education or recess and academic performance. But you have to realize the converse of that is also true. That means when students spend less time in physical education, when they don't have recess and they're spending more time in the classroom, there is absolutely no evidence that that is associated with improved academic performance. That's a very, very important finding. And in half of the analyses, there was a positive impact of more time or more quality time in physical education and in these other types of programs. The findings were very consistent across the context, and I'll just share a few of the top-line results. Physical activity programs were shown to have positive effects on academic achievement test scores, positive effects on children's ability to pay attention, to concentrate. It was shown in some studies to be associated with better conduct in the classroom, and better physical education was shown to have a positive impact about half of the analyses done. There were 9 studies that looked specifically at more time in physical education. Not a single one of them showed a negative impact. So more time in physical education, less time in the classroom, no evidence whatsoever, in not even one study, that this has any kind of harmful effect on students' academic performance. Recess studies really have been limited to the elementary school level, and those studies are really focused on the effect that it has on students' in-classroom behavior and their cognitive skills. So studies have found that participating in recess is associated with better concentration skills, higher percentage of time that students spend on task, and much better behavior in the classroom, whereas one research study said much less fidgeting in the classroom for the kids who participated in recess. 59% of the findings in the research studies showed positive effects on academic performance variables, and not one of them showed any negative effects. In terms of classroom movement, that's when teachers take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes and give the kids a chance to get up and move. It may be some kind of just a break in the day, or it may be actually part of some kind of learning exercise where they're learning through movement. There have been 9 studies that have looked at this, mostly on the elementary school level, and these studies have had such findings as that it is associated with better attention by students, better concentration. It's actually been shown to improve visual and spatial skills, better conduct in the classroom, and even a number of studies have shown better performance on standardized achievement tests. And no studies have found any negative effects on academic performance variables from spending time moving in the classroom setting. The last context is extracurricular activities, and this includes interscholastic sports as well as intramurals and physical activity clubs doing non-competitive things. All 19, there were 19 studies, credible studies we found. Every single one of them found at least one, and in many cases more, positive associations between participation in extracurricular physical activity programs and academic performance variables. We saw positive effects for things like self-esteem going up, better memory performance on memory tests, better attitudes towards their school experience, higher educational aspirations associated with extracurricular physical activity, higher rates of homework completion, and better grade point averages for those students who participate more in extracurricular activities. So in conclusion, there is substantial evidence that physical activity programs at school can help improve academic achievement as measured by grade point average or standardized achievement tests, but there's also substantial evidence that school-based physical activity programs improve those cognitive skills and attitudes and the classroom behaviors that are such a critical component of the school climate, which in turn is a critical determinant of academic achievement. There is absolutely no evidence of import that we found that school-based physical activity programs have any kind of adverse effect on academic performance. So, for those of people who are in positions of authority, such as school board members, superintendents, principals, you can be confident that when you devote time and resources to physical education, to recess, to classroom movement programs, to extracurricular physical activity programs, that will not be hurting your efforts to improve academic achievement, and there is a very good chance that it will lead to strong benefits in improving academic achievement. It can indeed, these school-based physical activity programs can be seen as a key part of a balanced education and critical elements of our efforts to provide a supportive school climate for our children. Also, I'd like to point out that the United States Public Health Service has as one of our healthy people objectives for the nation that schools should move towards daily physical education classes or the equivalent in time, and these findings definitely continue to support that, as well as NASPE's goal of having a comprehensive school-based physical activity program.